Namaste, angels. This is the daily reading for the 19th of September, Wednesday the 19th. And that is the feast day on the Hebrew calendar of Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, the Day of Cleansing. I will be, speaking of cleansing, I will be having a healing sale that day, 19% off of my energy healings for anybody who is interested. And then you guys, whenever I do a sale, my subscribers, I always give them an additional discount. So I'll have to, maybe another 19%. It's in honor of the 19th, of 9/19. Okay, so anyway, that's not what I got on here to talk to you about. I got on here to talk to you about what went on this day in history, and then look at some cards. So, in the year 1356, English forces under the Black Prince defeat French at the Battle of Poitiers and capture the French king during the 100 Years' War. There's a lot of sirens behind me again. I'm not interesting. The Black Prince was white, first of all. Just to clear that up, everybody's wondering. Was King Edward's son, if I remember correctly. Don't ask me why I know this stuff. But actually, one day I had this whole thing about it where I thought about the Black Prince. I know who thinks about the Black Prince. Okay, I'm weird. We can get past that part. I thought about the Black Prince and in connection to Trump. And this is interesting. Well, to me, but I'm strange. You might find it interesting too. Donald Trump's birthday is June 14th, Flag Day. The Black Prince's birthday is June 15th. And I think there's definitely something associated about them just for the fact that I even thought about it. And, you know, looked at it. That's how I know who the Black Prince is. Long story short, that's how I know who the Black Prince is and what this means, because they should have given some detail, actually. Anyway, moving on to 1870, or 88. The siege of Paris by Prussian forces begins and lasts until January 28th of 1871. 1893, New Zealand becomes the first country to grant all women the right to vote. Isn't that a shame that the United States, you know, or a quote unquote first world country wasn't first? It took New Zealand, where they, you know, they call people, they make fun of people there, or like we first world countries make fun of New Zealanders. Anyway, 1985, 8.1 earthquake in Mexico City kills an estimated 10,000 people and leaves 250,000 homeless. Damn, that wasn't even that long ago, really. 1985. Well, I guess it was. 1986, U.S. federal health officials announce AZT will be available to AIDS patients. Did you know one of the first known modern beauty contests held in Spa, Belgium, on this day, September 19th, 1988. So it was held in Spa, capital S-P-A, not like a spa in Belgium. Spa was the name of the city. Happened on this day, 1888. A lot of eights thus far today. Famous birthdays: Antonius Pius, Jean-Baptiste Joseph Delambre, William Golding, Jeremy Irons, and Jimmy Fallon. Would you believe Otzi the Iceman, 3,300 BCE old mummy, was discovered by German tourists in Italian Alps on this day? Oh, look at these numbers. September 19th in 1991. That has like father written all over it. The year 3,300. So 33. Let's send the masters. Master number 33. The creator is marked by the number 3 also. And then the 19th, 1991. So that's 3 19s there together. which equals another 3, by the way. All right, so moving on. That's another weird thing that I do. We're just gonna keep going. Famous weddings. 1945, actress Shirley Temple, 17, weds actor John Agar, who's 24, in an Episcopal ceremony at Wiltshire Methodist Church. In 1959, Academy Award-winning actor Rod Steiger, 34, weds stage and film actress Claire Bloom, 28, in Los Angeles, California. 1964, author Peter Benchley, 24, weds Winifred B. Wesson. 1998, Full House actor John Stamos, 35, weds supermodel Rebecca Romaine, 25, at the Beverly Hills Hotel in Beverly Hills, California. 1999, Chinese martial artist Jet Li, 36, weds Nina Lee Chi, 37, in Los Angeles. And famous divorces. 1972, actor Phil Hartman, 23, divorces Gretchen Lewis after 2 years of marriage. And 2016, actress Angela Jolie, 41, files for divorce from fellow actor Brad Pitt, 52, citing irreconcilable differences. Famous deaths. James Garfield, Guy Gibson, Orville Redenbacher, and Jake LaMotta. Jake LaMotta was, it's taken a long time to load, but I can tell you he was a boxer. His full name was Giacobbe LaMotta, and he was a world middleweight boxing champion, nicknamed, quote unquote, the Bronx Bull and the Raging Bull. He was portrayed by Robert De Niro in the 1980 film Raging Bull. He was born on July 10th in 1992 in New York City, New York, USA, under the star sign Cancer. He died on September 19th in the year 2017 at the age of 95. That's a long time for a boxer, right? After being hit in the head so many times and stuff. Orville Redenbacher was a businessman. He's famous for Orville Redenbacher's gourmet popping corn. He was born on July 16th in 1907 in Brazil, India, USA. I'm sorry, Brazil, Indiana, USA. He was a Cancer as well. And he died on September 19th in 1995 at the age of 88. There go those 8s again. He suffered a heart attack and drowned. Yikes. Guy Gibson was British and an RAF pilot. He led Operation Chastise and the Dam Busters raid over the Ruhr Dams in May of 1943, for which he was awarded the Victoria Cross. He was born on August 12th, still with the sirens outside. I keep getting distracted. I guess I'm meant to. Born on August 12th in 1919 in Simia, India. He was a Leo. He died on September 19th in 1944 at the age of only 26. He was killed in action. And James Garfield was the 20th U.S. president. He was a Republican and a member of the U.S. House of Representatives from Ohio's 19th district. A lot of 19s on the 19th, too. His presidential term went from March 4th, 1881, which is 9-9, through September 19th, 1881, still 9-9. He wasn't president very long. He was preceded by Rutherford B. Hayes and succeeded by Chester A. Arthur. The 20th president of the United States, his presidency lasted just 200 days. He's got a lot of 2s, 2 or 11s. 2 equals 11. 20th president, 200 days. It lasted from March 4th, 1881 until his death on September 19th in 1881 as a result of being shot by an assassin earlier in the year. Garfield, who represented Ohio in the House of Representatives, is to this day the only president elected who was a sitting House member. Despite his exceptionally brief period in time in office, Garfield's accomplishments as president included a controversial resurgence of presidential authority above senatorial courtesy in executive appointments, energizing U.S. naval power, and purging corruption in the post office department. He also advocated for civil service reform, which was signed into law by his successor. Garfield was shot by Charles J. Gutiérrez on July 2nd in July 2nd is also 9. July 2nd, 1881, 999. The wound was not immediately fatal, but bad medical practices and uses of unwashed tools and hands by his doctors, gross, unwashed hands, led to the wound becoming infected. And then he died subsequently on September 19th in 1881, making him one of 4 presidents to have been assassinated following Abraham Lincoln and before William McKinley and John F. Kennedy. He was succeeded by his vice president, Chester A. Arthur. He was born, get this one, another 19, November 19th. Talk about father energy. In 1831, in Moreland Hills, Ohio. 1831 is 1304 or 1111. He was born on 11/19, 1111. Moreland Hills, Ohio, USA. He was a Scorpio. He died on September 19th, 1881, at the age of 49, which also equals 11/11 of assassination. Anybody want to look into that one and figure all that out? I just gave you all the all the little bullet points. Jimmy Fallon. He's a comedian and a TV host, best known for his work in television as a cast member on Saturday Night Live and as the host of late-night talk show The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. He was born on September 19th in 1974 and is 43 years old from New York City, New York, United States. He, under the Chinese zodiac, is a tiger and traditional star signs a Virgo. They're so random with this Chinese zodiac thing. It's kind of irritating, actually. Jeremy Irons is English and an actor. He's famous for The Lion King and The Real Thing. He was born on September 19th in 1948 and is 69 years old. He was born in Cowes, Isle of Wight in England. Under the Chinese zodiac, he is a rat, and under the traditional star signs, a Virgo. William Golding was English, a Nobel laureate and a novelist. He's best known for his novel, Lord of the Flies. Listen, in my house the other day, there was a fly so huge. Now, I keep my windows closed. We've been through this. Why do I keep my windows closed? Because I'm a 9/11 survivor and there's always construction in my neighborhood. They're still rebuilding it, okay? And not only are they still rebuilding it, there's always new construction to continue to, you know, bring people to Lower Manhattan and the financial district and Tribeca and, you know, Wall Street, and make it continue to be a like the financial center of the world. Okay, so because of that, I have like soundproof windows. Although we always hear sirens, we don't hear anything else but sirens. My windows are closed. A fly was in my house, a huge fly. I told that fly off, and I told it to get the fuck out of here. I called it Lord of the Flies. The Lord of the Flies is the devil. I figured it was like some kind of dark, you know, manifestation that had shown up. But was no match for me. I told it to get the fuck out of here. I haven't seen it since. So that's my little story for the day. Anyway, this guy wrote the book, Lord of the Flies. And he's also famous for having won a Nobel Prize for Literature in 1983. He was born on September 19th in the year 1911. So here's another like 919 with the 1119 also transposed. 1911 is 1119. Birthplace, Newquay, England. He was a Virgo. He died on June 19th, which is Juneteenth. We went through this the day before. I explained that's the day that Texas realized that slaves were to be freed and, you know, so at least officially on paper, let theirs go. This guy was born on that day, June 19th in 1993. He died rather on that day, June 19th in 1993 at the age of 81 of heart failure. So he had a lot of that notes of father. Interesting there too. Jean-Baptiste Joseph Delambre was French, a mathematician and an astronomer. He was also director of the Paris Observatory and an author of well-known books on the history of astronomy from ancient times to the 18th century. He was born on September 19th in 1749. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Mathematician and astronomer to be associated with 919, or the number 19, period, or any type of energy of father. Speaking of that, he died on 8/19 in the year 1822, which is master number 22, or 4, or 13, or 1111. He was 72 at the time. And lastly, Antonius Pius, full name Titus Fulvius, alias Hadrianus Antonius Augustus Pius, was a Roman emperor from the year 138 through 161. He was a member of the Nerva-Antoine dynasty and the Aurelii. During his reign, the empire had perhaps its greatest time of peace and prosperity. He was born on September 19th. Okay, this makes sense too, for him to have this 19th date, peace and prosperity. September 19th in the year 86 in Lanvium, Italy. He was a Virgo. He died on March 7th in the year 161 at the age of 74. He was the last. So today, sex again. Beginning with sex. Also, yes. And eat cake. Maybe this is a celebration of some, like a reunion, a couple getting back together again. Yes, I will. And then sex happens, or maybe sex happens before the yes, and then they eat cake because everybody's happy. Sex still staring me in the face. But Spirit says massage, so they could go hand in hand, I guess, depending upon what one is into. Spirit says no now. And cocktail, which could also be part of the sex, depending upon how you look at the word cocktail. I'm starting with the Page of Earth, who's a Virgo, or maybe a Capricorn or a Taurus, or someone likened to these traits or attributes. He's scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging in a new area of study. Ooh, damn. Right off the bat, opening right to the 3 of Air. Well, today is the Feast Day of Atonement. I forgot that. So, yeah, where there's been pain, today is all about making the apologies, and like genuine apologies, and then making up for them to the, best of your ability, if possible. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Three of Air. The 7 of Water, a complex decision. The need to do research. Stop procrastinating. Three of Air. Is Major Arcana card number 15, Ego or the Devil with Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment. Being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts, maybe in connection with having to apologize, not knowing how to go about it and how you'll be received. This can be fear-based thoughts in association with your guilt. Just feeling badly about yourself and trapped by your guilt, or like concerned about being rejected, unliked because of something that you've done, or you think you've done, you feel like you've done them, because the devil and this, it's a false sense of entrapment. It's not real. Those are just fears, ego, pride, the kind of things that make us feel that way. Three of Air and the 5 of Water. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped. Not seeing the positive in a situation and crying over spilled milk. Opposite the Three of Air. Could be like, you know, maybe you're hoping for an immediate full-on reconciliation of something and you're forgiven, but the person doesn't otherwise want to deal with you or talk to you. Just an example. That could be things not turning out the way you'd hope opposite the Three of Air. It's a loss of something. So it could be like a loss of a friendship. But doesn't feel, you know, into the worldish, if you know what I mean. I said that was the last one, but I did one more. It's the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. Being that I started on the Page of Earth, and that's about money coming your way, and I'm now on the King of Earth, which can be about the same. I'm also getting now that the loss, it might not be a loss, it might be like a shortcoming, like you're expecting more money than you actually get out of, I don't know, a loan, credit card you applied for, a settlement of some sort, bonus, raise. I'm also feeling that that doesn't necessarily mean that that's all there is that you're gonna get, but it's like right now, that's it. The check is smaller than you expected. And the person involved may be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Doesn't have to be. This card, otherwise, although opposite the Five of Water, can still be about, you know, jobs and things opening up for you, all kinds of opportunity. It's a good time for you to apply for credit. Again, maybe you won't get the amount you're hoping for. You want a, you know, $10,000 credit card, you get a $5,000 credit card or something like that. You know, because you were planning on refurnishing something, I don't know. So you can get some stuff, but not everything you wanted. It's kind of like what the Five of Water opposite the King of Earth is. If it's a relationship, similar. You know, you're getting some stuff. It's not everything you wanted or exactly the way you want it. Five of Water. Person wants to make up, but they don't want to, you know, commit. Maybe just yet. Like I said, I was feeling that wasn't it. That wasn't the extent of the situation. Whatever it was, whether it had to do with money or something else, could be more to come later. But first, we got to deal with the consequences of our actions. The Five of Air. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from this situation. Review everyone's motives. You know what I always say, the Five of Air. Yes, it's about conflict. Yes, it's about drama. You know, fuckery, whatever you want to call it. Annoyances, the need for, you know, old stale energy to be cleared out for, you know, new energy. But it also is often those things, but we had a hand in those things, in that drama and stuff. We brought it upon ourselves in some way, even if it was inadvertently. You know, we said something, we did something. So again, that could be connected to the Three of Air that already showed up here. That could be, you know, we said something or did something that caused some pain, caused some hurt, caused a rift, caused us to, you know, lose a friend, at least in the temporary. Now's the time to atone, but there's consequences. So that's why Five of Cups. We're not getting exactly what we want. We got to pay our debt. That's what atonement means, right? It's not just the forgiveness. It's the making up for it too. So it's got to prove yourself. And look at that. Five of Water just jumped up to be seen. You guys see it? There it is. It's like, yep, that's exactly what's going on. Here I go. Five of Water, you're gonna have to compromise, right? For the time being, you're gonna have to deal with what you're offered. And this makes sense. The overall energy is the Ten of Air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Could be even recovering from an addiction, and it may have to do with a couple or some other type of partnership, because the Two of Fire wanted to be seen. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward, as does the Four of Fire. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. That's what I had done just before they popped up. So that's why I'm like, get good and down. That Four of Fire, again, can also be about some sort of commitment or something too. Crowning the masculine on this day, it is Major Arcana card, the Hermit, which represents the sign of Virgo. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. This is about introspection. It can be about enlightenment for yourself or helping others to become enlightened as well. And when it is about teaching and learning, it's often like you are both the student and the teacher. It's, teaching you about you learning you. And like your true desires and goals and things. It can be a very spiritual experience, like realizing, oh, this is what I want. This is my purpose. That sort of thing. Masculine surrounded by the Queen of Air, independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Maybe because on the 19th, the moon at like 11:51? I think 11:51 in the morning. The moon enters Aquarius on the 19th. So that could be why. Could also be about what? Mercury, I guess. Mercury is currently located in Libra. Could be about Venus, although she's in Scorpio and we haven't seen any water yet. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. Maybe after, again, some introspection, now you can make a, clear and decisive move and a definitive decision and stick to it. Masculine subconscious. Speaking of Scorpio, that can be what this is about. Yeah, this is Major Arcana card, Judgment. They call it renewal in this deck. With Archangel Jeremiah, review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. It's time to move in a new direction. Judgment, for me, represents the planet Pluto, ruler of the sign of Scorpio. All about death and rebirth. It can be about actual judgment. Like I said, about learning yourself here. And I talked about guilt a moment ago with all these air or swords cards that have been turning up, the 3, the 5, the 10. So not being overly hard on yourself or others. Or maybe this is you, the masculine, thinking through a way to forgive someone else. Maybe he's not the one that feels he needs forgiveness. Although we need to begin with ourselves on each of those occasions anyway, because we always bear at least some sort of responsibility. Everybody involved in a situation involves some level of responsibility. There's something they could have done, whatever. But he could be on the side that was wronged. And now he's just trying to find a way in his heart and mind to get beyond whatever pain he felt as a result and do some forgiving. Maybe he's going within to realize that he's been harboring negative emotions, and that just hurts him. So in any case, it could be about being overly judgmental about oneself or somebody else, or the actual crossroad that you come to with regard to that relationship and decide, like, where do we go from here, if anywhere? Maybe it's the end of the road. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a new beginning, a new path, a new road that we never walked on together. We'll walk down it together. as relates to that page of earth and the king of earth that showed up here too. It can be about abundance again, that's on its way to you, and it's way to you because you are due it, because you have earned it. You know, it again is attached to a bonus. One of my viewers on the general reading, because I guess I must have talked about something similar there, commented about some back pay that she was due. It's that sort of thing. You know, you are due this acknowledgement, these accolades, this reward, this award. You do it. Nobody's doing you a favor. It is yours. You earned it. Crowning the feminine. Now here comes the water. We open the floodgates. It is the page of water, intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase, and there are heightened psychic abilities. So like I said, a new path could be embarked upon, and we have these two cards mirroring one another, so that they could definitely be connected in that regard. Page of water is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, or someone making an offer or of love, or being the recipient of an offer of love, a phone call, an email, a text, a card, you know, like an emotional message or something that makes you feel emotionally, like emotionally pleased, happy, joyous. Could be a job offer too, and again, that makes you feel good. A job that you know you could potentially fall in love with, something that you wanted. Feminine surrounded by the Eight of Water, a desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So this can be similar to the masculine's hermit, about doing some introspection and, you know, making some decisions as to what you want to do. You desire to move on, but how can I go about actually doing that? And move on from what? In some cases, moving on from these relationships. Again, you know, some of them are done. You know, where do we go from here? Nowhere is the answer. And I want to move on. Some of it is a desire to move on from any drama that we had, any problems that we had, any difficulties. All right. When I picked this up, behind it is Major Arcana card, the Sun upright with Archangel Uriel. Happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. So if you're not afraid to make the offer or accept the offer, and to move beyond disappointment and fear and all those things, trouble, you can do this. Also up right behind the Sun is that Page of Earth again. So it might involve, like I said, a Virgo. The Hermit also represents the sign of Virgo. Feminine subconscious. It is the King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. Also a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, perhaps a Scorpio. Or someone likened to these traits or attributes. This can be the feminine's energy too, like getting her confidence level up so that she can move beyond certain things and maybe accept an offer or make an offer. Crowning. It is the Six of Air. Things are looking up. I love when both the 6 and the 10 show up in the same spread, because they have a, you know, similar energy for me in a way. I mean, they confirm the same thing, that things are getting better, you know? Things are looking up. It's the end of a difficult situation. You may even be taking a trip. That trip, perhaps, across water. Okay, with the 6 of Air, we have this card here. There's a horse on a boat, which is a little weird, but there's, you know, there's water. But it's sitting here next to the Page of Water, which is also, you know, there's a being here who seems to be riding a whale. And there is water. So this trip, if there's an actual trip for some, or vacation, or maybe visiting someone, maybe that's, you know, connected to the offer of love or the emotional message, or maybe they send something across water. They mail you a letter or a card or something, or contact you, you know, quote unquote, long distance. Even if it's just metaphorical, it's good, right? It's things, it's movement, as is the Eight of Water, which it crosses, things moving in a positive direction. At the root, it is Major Arcana card number 5, Unity, or the Hierophant. Traditional viewpoints or methods. Spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Similarly, especially sitting here next to Judgment, this can be about making amends with somebody and moving forward, or making adjustments to our circle, cutting people off, Queen of Air style, saying, you know, we've come to the end of the road. It can also have to do with this judgment, if it's an actual judgment, or some, again, money award or something that one is due, can be connected to the Hierophant by way of some like important papers or contracts that require signing. The heart of the matter. The Four of Water. Missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So this is speaking to, again, this need for enlightenment and to pay attention to the guidance that we're receiving from around us. And let's see what more specifically this Four of Water, this pessimism may be attached. The Queen of Fire. Now we got a couple at the table too. So again, for some, it's about reconciling some sort of relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship, as it definitely appears to be for at least some, or a friendship or something, reconciling. The next upright card is the Ten of Earth. So like maybe feeling like as if you're surrounded by family, feeling secure is what this is about. Also connected to, again, the Judgment. This could be lump sums of money, or some sort of settlement, or your award coming through. If, again, you remain positive and confident and, you know, like about your business. If you sink into this Four of Water and, you know, doubt and pessimism and, oh, woe is me, and, you know, it's never going to happen for me, I'm never lucky, things never work out, things never go my way, then they won't. All right, want to roll here with the next upright card is the Magician, saying, you know, you have the ability to manifest this, your energy. Is it going to be positive energy that manifests it, you know, it in, or is it going to be negative energy that brings in a different outcome? That's up to you. Further advice to the masculine, the King of Earth is back. How awesome is this? A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. There's the confidence that the Queen of Fire brings us. Confidently accept the opportunities that you're offered. You have the Midas touch. The King of Earth is generous, professional, responsible, and practical. He's also a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, and may be involved in some sort of relationship or something with an air sign, or a Scorpio, or fellow earth sign, perhaps specifically a Virgo. For the feminine, it is Major Arcana card Strength. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgment. Isn't that what Yom Kippur is all about? Instead, exercise some forgiveness and compassion. Again, isn't that what Yom Kippur is all about? So if you're letting something hold you back from experiencing and enjoying, you know, love and joy, man up, feminine. You can handle, you know, whatever you think is involved. And if with positive energy and confidence, it doesn't look like anything but good things are involved. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the daily reading for the day. I'll be back. Namaste.
I'ma make it to the top, yeah. All the haters, yeah, they see me